Welcome back to our channel, my dear family and friends. It is a bit late and sorry. We had a nice recording before with Nancy Singletary talking about the New Republic. It's so important that we have a grassroots connection to rulership, to governance, that we no longer rely on the big brother scenario because these people have taken advantage of us completely. She laid out a very interesting case. She was saying that in 1860 was the kind of the beginning of this takeover by this evil thing, but I think it goes further back. But then, of course, we have 1871 when the corporation took over from the republic, and they called it a democracy. We have 1913 with the federal system taking over and the like. Of course, 63. Well, actually, go back to I think it was 18. I'm not sure. I have to check this, but 1863 that Lincoln was assassinated. This was a big turnover. Hey, Andrew D. Smith. This was a big. I mean, these were planned assassinations. These were not like crazy people. They make it out that some crazy guy killed JFK. It was Lee Harvey Oswald's crazed man, and Jack Ruby just gunned him down in this crazed blaze of gunfire. But it was this the JFK assassination was, well, I don't want to go into it, but it was not, it's not what they told us it was. And the revelation around that will expose the level of corruption in on all layers of our world. Really, that everything has been taken over by these Satanists. However, it's freedom time. With the death of the banking system, with the death of the Fed, what happened yesterday is huge. The takeover of the ISO 222 coins, a return to a system where currency is not skimmed off the top, where we're not scammed out of a few percentages here, a few percentages there, where they fabricate money out of thin air. They just print paper. All this is a thing of the past, and we're coming into the new republic. We're coming into a republic, not a democracy, and there's a huge difference, as Nancy was laying out this afternoon on this tape. Very interesting organization. I'll put you guys in touch with them. But Daniela, do you have my notebook so I could just tell people the websites? uh, Nancy is the Republic governor of Georgia. Or no, I'm sorry. I got that wrong. She's the Republic governor for Georgia. There's a big difference for of and for. They played mind games with our language and spun us out of control with weird use of language. Now, if you want to check out this information, I'm going to spend some more time really checking this out. The website is called Republic for the United States of America.org. And you can sign up to be a member of the Republic, which I did because I want to be a member of the Republic. I don't want to be ruled by a bunch of Satanists, a bunch of clowns. CIA that's out of control, and they're all operating, like she said, that they're all operating on loosh. They are harvesting our negative energy. They're putting us into the fear space and using it because evil has nothing of its own. It can only destroy good. It can't create things. They don't have a vision of the future. Their vision of the future is create more chaos and destroy more people, bring wars, bring economic chaos, this kind of thing, bring diseases. I mean, these people they're out of control, sick, bring chemtrails. But in my way of looking at things, since November 22nd, which was yesterday, everything everything is changing. Everything is changed. They can't get away with anything anymore. They're stuck and they're being exposed. It's crash and then declass. I guess that was the crash. It certainly crashed pretty much with the cryptos. However, I hope that you guys held on to your cryptos because we're coming into an amazing rebound of value for cryptos. I personally think, and Daniela gave me hints, but she watches the crypto situation a little more carefully than I do. But she said that Bitcoin was starting to go down and XRP was going up. When that happens, that's a sign that it's over. The war is over as soon as Bitcoin goes down and XRP goes up. But it's inevitable. There's no way. There's nothing that can stop what's coming. It's inevitable. Hey, Mr. Tracy. Hey, everybody. And I'm so glad to be back on YouTube. And I figured out a way to broadcast on X as well. So hopefully, if you have X, you can still send me a message. I think if you're certified or whatever it is on X, you can send us messages. But we're back. I also wanted to tell you that in a week, not this week, but next week, I'll be doing Thursday night in a week from Thursday. I'll be doing the broadcast with Gila. Gila's going to come back, and so that's really exciting. She's kind of chiding me to play my guitar and sing. I told her I'm like so desperate out of practice. She says, "Well, you have 2 weeks, so you better get it together." So I'm probably gonna I'll try to get my guitar out. I don't want to make any promises, but I am working on this new song, "The Great Awakening." So I'm hoping to make some progress, but my calluses are gone. But yeah, so everything. I think, in my opinion, the way I see things, everything has completely changed as of yesterday. We're in a new world. We've gone beyond. We've crossed the river. We've we've jumped over the hurdles. Everything is now going to be uphill and wonderful. Everything is going to be discovery, creativity, joy, love. All the good stuff is happening. So if you want to join the this new republic, it's members.republic for the United States of America. Members.republic for the United States of America. That's how you can join. It's like they ask for your name and what state you're in. You may end up representing your state. You may end up governor of your state in the new republic. Wouldn't that be nice, right? It should be people like us that are running, that are the governors, that are the leaders of the state, not a bunch of you know sick satanistic cronies who rub each other's back and rob each other probably as well as they rob us. It'll be nice to see Gil again. Yeah, I haven't seen Gil in a while myself. Miriam dancing now, yeah. I think this is a time for celebration, guys. I mean, in it could get a little bit interesting in the next couple months because the arrests are ongoing and the exposure just gets more and more outrageous of what they're exposing and what these people have really been about. But nothing can stop what's coming. This is the beginning of the golden age. So I'm going to go. I'm going to start tonight's broadcast with a couple of with a review of the Q posts for today, the deltas for today. So let's just watch it because I think there's some good posts. Okay, November 23rd. Q, is it this here? Okay, so I don't know what that. One more clue. How will we ever connect Keyhole to this? All right. So, but focus on his wife. Happy hunting. What is Facebook? Spying tool. Who created it? Who really created it? Nothing is what it seemed. It was created by DARPA, by the intelligence organizations. The world cannot swallow the truth. All the president's past tweets making that reference. Musk, you magnificent bastard. Q, read your book. Miss North Korea SpaceX. I'm not sure what that means, but the things that I wanted to say was, why did Barack Obama's why did BO scuttle the scuttle program? What is SpaceX? Expand your thinking. Remember, we're finding a lot of NASA. NASA was a satanic organization. I think backward it spells Satan if you add an S, N-A-S-E. Yeah. So, but I was hoping, I thought there was something else. Wait a minute. Is this today's post? I thought they said something about the Great Awakening. All right, maybe it was yesterday. Let's look at yesterday's again. Coordinate and plan, spy, insert. The thing that I wanted to see was, well, we reviewed the sum of all fears, and we talked about that at length yesterday. But there was a mention of the Great Awakening. I thought that was today. Sorry, my bad. Okay, all right. So that's funny because I thought I saw something. Maybe tomorrow. Let me just check. There was something about the Great Awakening. Godspeed. All right, so I'm gonna get off this. I'm gonna stop sharing. That was a bit of a didn't really add up to what I thought there was a mention of the Great Awakening today. Yeah, NASA T minus and counting. Right, so it's Satan. Satan. Yeah.
Yeah, that is from today.
What?
The Great Awakening.
Was on today's post? How come I didn't see it? Well, let me look. I'll look again.
You mean Q post?
Q post, yeah? On today's post? Let me see it. Look again.
Because someone posted on X, so I see me.
Let me see. Oh, here it is. Okay. All right. So I don't know. Maybe I needed to refresh. Let's go back. All right. Today's date is November 23rd, and it says it's going to be biblical, the Great Awakening. Are we going to be sending massive amounts of money that simply go into other people's personal bank accounts? Theft. POTUS, who audits where foreign aid actually goes. We've gone through all this. I mean, we've been through through the Elon's organization, returning power to the people, draining the swamp. POTUS is fighting for you. Since it's been a long time since we've had a non-corrupt POTUS who cares for the people and not himself. The Great Awakening. Where we go one, we go all. Right. This is the delta for today. What news broke? American contractors wear hanging from feet. Reread dumps. Why is this relevant? News unlocks map. Expand your thinking. Happy hunting. Right. This was at the bottom. Okay. So, but the thing that I wanted just mentioned was that this post from November 23rd, 2019, it's going to be biblical, the Great Awakening. Let me just see what this goes anywhere. You couldn't even remember Hillary Clinton standing next to you in a disaster area. So this was Rudy Giuliani. Okay, anyway, so I think that's interesting that today it's going to be biblical. You all remember that little movie of the guy going, it's going to be biblical, the Great Awakening. Remember Brian's coffee, Brian Spiritual Bean Coffee in Prescott, Arizona, which is also a very cool town. Up there with Sedona. I like Flagstaff because it's just sort of down home, but Flagstaff is nice. Of course, Kingman is my place. So All right. Yeah, let's go look at the thought stream because I'm kind of in a different situation. We have guests here, and I'm like I'm out of my normal vibes. NCR, are you on TikTok? No, but I want to be on TikTok. I just haven't figured out how to join. But I finally figured out how to go on X with all these other channels.
Well, you do have TikTok, but you don't broadcast on it.
I have TikTok, but I just have to figure out how to link it up. But I will be on TikTok and I will be on Instagram as well. I mean, it's a delight to be back on YouTube. It's really it's amazing. I'm amazed. All right, let's go to the thought stream. Let's look at this together. So I'm sort of at a loss of words here. Let's look at this post. Okay, this just to go through the ISO 200 in plain English, ISO 222. The new messages remove the shadows where sloppy reporting, hidden fees, miscoded transfers, and creative accounting once lived. That part is absolutely fair discernment. But here's the even bigger point. ISO 222 doesn't directly expose fraud. It forces the system that received the data to expose it. Under MT, the message might simply say funds transfer details on file. Under ISO 222, the same transaction might specify exact source of funds, exact economic purpose, exact ownership structure, exact intermediary chain, exact fees, spreads, FX rates, exact regulatory category, exact counterparty information, machine readable, machine audible, machine reconcilable. The opacity dies, not because ISO 200 accuses anyone, but because everything is finally described in forensic detail. This is the transparency upgrade. This blows open hidden flows, skimming off ledger pools, errors, mismatches, misallocated collateral, etc. Banks, correspondent networks, FX desks, and clearinghouses have relied for decades out the shadows where these techniques lived. By accusation, but by precision. The post cutover world becomes deterministic, not probabilistic. Under MT, trust us, it balances. Under ISO 222, prove it. Every field, every hop, every custodian, every fee, every spread, every timestamp. This is an audit grade digital paper trail. The only ones who fear this level of illumination are those who depend on opacity. ISO 222 and payment system transparency. What changes after the ISO 222 MX cutover? All payments, attributes, and flows traceable. Automated validation of fees, rates, fields. Discrepancies and mismatched identified. Systematic near real time insight for regulators. Opaque legacy processes eliminated. Does the cutover expose fraud? Yes. Unstructured opacity removed. In other words, they can't just hide behind regulations or this is the way it is or that kind of thing. Trunks, skims, and errors detected. If they're taking off 1% here or using the money to invest while you're waiting for your funds. They can't get away with that anymore. Wrongdoing forced into the light. No, does not directly expose fraud, does not rewrite law or prosecute, does not reveal private banking data. ISO 222 removes the shadows where deception could hide. So that's just kind of a little bit of a technical assessment of this new system. All chemicals, unfortunately, just like oil in a puddle. This is the chemtrails. Now, this is interesting. Wolvie says the bondholders are receiving notifications. He hopes for Tier 4B notifications today or tomorrow. Payments will start on Monday, November 24th. That's tomorrow. We are waiting for ISO 222 to happen, and it has. And it is working very well, Wolfie says, Wolverine. It has been 100% successful. A lady at a bank called Wolvie crying, saying, "This is the news we've been waiting for." Wolvie couldn't say more due to non-disclosure act agreement, non-disclosure agreement. In a few days he will be fully under non-disclosure agreement and will be overseas. He will be on his Telegram channel for 3 more days. Wolvie's Sydney, Australia event will be in February and notices will be sent out. It will be formal attire. The med beds are ready to go all over the country. You will get the number to call from the Redemption Center. People seriously ill and people with humanitarian projects will go first, and others will go about a week later. Wolvie says this will be our last weekend of being poor and distressed. Well, that's good news, right? The countdown has begun. Launch on New York Stock Exchange, Monday, November 24th, 9:30 a.m., 6:30 a.m. Pacific Time, Franklin Templeton, and Grayscale. Those are XRP EFTs. I do not consent to the chemtrails, right? Returning power to the people. POTUS is fighting for you. It's been a long time since we've had a non-corrupt POTUS who cares for the people and not himself. These are some memes from Spiritual Patriot, I believe is his name. I sometimes use his memes without asking. All states gone under QFS replaced. All state governments gone under QFS replaced by voters locally elected to peace councils. No parties, no PACs, no NGOs, only freedom. This is the Rothschild annual gathering, right? The Satanist. The gold era is activating, and the world is not prepared. The quantum financial system is not a technology. It's a global reset. It's the end of the fiat illusion, the moment gold takes back its throne. While central banks and elites scramble to protect their last fragments of control, the QFS quietly comes online, precise, inevitable, unstoppable. Every currency locked to the same gold frequency, every transaction unbreakable, every manipulation erased. This is not a policy change. This is a revolution. Nations are aligning, hidden reserves are awakening, the old economic matrix is collapsing. Gold returns, power shift, all was planned. Enter the new system, QFS. The Phoenix will rise, 1124. I'm selling all my XRP, just saying. Nothing nothing happens by then. I don't think anyone who's a real hodler will be selling their XRP. I cracked the WikiLeaks cables and found the Soros family has been working with the U.S. State Department for 50 years. Is that a surprise to anyone? Not to me. Okay, ISO 200. Clearly, happy hunting keyhole. Happy hunting, November 23rd. Mega election fraud exclusive. President Trump's election integrity task force has conclusive proof that the Democrat Party, CIA, working with Communist China and Venezuela, have been stealing U.S. elections for decades. In this powerful report, highly decorated former CIA Section Chief Gary Bernstein meticulously details how this international criminal cartel has operated in the shadows for decades to successfully launch coup after coup against the American public. And this is from President Trump. Trump ain't playing tonight. If your justice system has been corrupted, how do you bypass the corruption? Military tribunals. That's where we're heading right now. Remember the envelope, folks? Yeah. And these people breaking. President Trump just posted a video of the 6 congressional Democrats behind bars after they fomented sedition from the military and CIA. Hope you're watching, AG Bondi. Make it happen, or seditious behavior will grow in the United States. I believe all this is happening. Yeah, okay, the sky is horrendous. Stephen Miller trolls screaming protesters outside in the most savage way possible. Let's listen to this.
Voices that you hear out there, those crazy communists, they have no roots. They have no connections to the city. They have no families they are raising in this city. They have no one that they are sending to school in this city. They have no jobs in this city. They have no connections to this community at all. But they're the ones who've been advocating for the 1%. The criminals, the killers, the rapists, the drug dealers. And I'm glad they're here today. Because me, Pete, and the Vice President are all going to leave here, and inspired by them, we're going to add thousands more resources to this city to get the criminals and the gang members out of here. We're going to dismantle those networks, and we're going to prove that a city can serve for the law-abiding citizens who live there. We are not going to let the communists destroy a great American city, let alone the nation's capital. And let's just also address one other thing. All these demonstrators that you've seen out here in recent days, all of these elderly white hippies, they're not part of the city and never have been. And by the way, most of the citizens who live in Washington, D.C. are black. This is not a city that has had any safety for its black citizens for generations. And President Trump is the one who is fixing that with the support of the Metropolitan Police Department, the support of the National Guard, and our federal law enforcement officers. So we're going to ignore these stupid white hippies that all need to go home and take a nap because they're all over 90 years old, and we're going to get back to the business of protecting the American people and the citizens of Washington, D.C.
Brilliant, brilliant. Absolutely nothing to see here, folks. Here's your proof. I don't know what this is. I don't know. I'm not going to go there. I'm not. I have to check that out. AOC was caught on camera in the halls of Congress saying they're learning that Democrats are not weak, and next time we just have to hurt Americans more to make them fold. Look out, America. This is what Democrats, socialists are all about. Flexing power, bragging about pressure tactics, and openly admitting the strategy is pain, not policy. November 22nd. Let's see what this, I'm going to skip this. All right. So yeah, this is a longer thing. She does an excellent job, by the way. Pericles the Great. No, I think I'm not sure what her name is, but she's wonderful. You can call yourself free, but if the IRS takes your stuff and puts you in a cage for not paying them, you're not free. Yeah. Many great legal scholars agree that the Democrat traitors that told the military to disobey my orders as president have committed a crime of serious proportion. David Schwartz, Ripple may not need to sell XRP much longer. Ripple CTO David Schwartz says the company's new revenue streams could finally reduce the pressure to dump XRP on the open market. His point was simple and important. If XRP drops, Ripple feels more pressure to sell. New revenue reduces the pressure. For years, Ripple's business model depended heavily on XRP sales. Uh, um, They even reported Ripple wouldn't be profitable without selling XRP, but Schwartz himself admitted XRP made up virtually all of Ripple's revenue. But that era is ending. Ripple is now stacking new income streams, including RLUSD specifically, to break the dependency on XRP sales. Critics says this makes XRP less important. They're wrong. Here's my take. Ripple is positioning itself to become the largest digital asset treasury on the planet. And if that's the case, the more XRP they retain, the more strategic value that company holds. Less forced selling, more XRP held by Ripple, more leverage, more liquidity control, more treasury power, more long-term corporate value. If Ripple transforms into a massive global crypto native financial institution, its XRP reserves become its version of digital gold, a reserve asset backing its entire ecosystem. Schwartz sees stabilization. I see something bigger. Ripple is building itself into a data fueled giant, and the XRP they keep will define their value for decades. All right, so I think that's a good smattering of some of the news out there. But we have crossed the river with this ISO 200. The banksters no longer are in control. And soon we will be returning to the new republic, kind of back to the future. So everything in my mind is moving in a beautiful positive direction. They're saying that bondholders will be notified, meaning that people will start getting notifications about the revaluation. They'll be able to turn in their dinars, their Zim bonds, and the like. I'll when I see it, I'll believe it. I'm a little skeptical of some things. I'm still a little skeptical about the EBS if it's really necessary. But I think at any rate, the whole system, the whole banking system, the banksters are in trouble. They've lost it, and we're coming into a new existence, a new kind of liberation, a new peace. I was thinking, by the way, just this is just a thought that I had today. I did some work outside. We have a relative that came to visit us, so I started. I've been planning to move the toilet from out on the point of our property to inside the house for several months, and I've taken all the steps to do it. But today I was kind of like moving things around. I actually finally made the move. I finally bit the bullet and did what I had to do. And I was having such a good time, just like kind of going in between projects. When I have a few minutes, I'll pulverize a rock to see if there's any gold inside, this kind of thing, or start the campfire to make some chicken for Daniela and I. But it's I'm kind of moving between projects at all times. And I thought to myself, why am I having such a good time? And then it occurred to me is because I'm not being ruled by time. I don't have a time schedule. I don't have when you're in a construction business, let's say, which I used to be in, you were always under the gun because if you didn't finish a job in a certain time and your labor costs went over, you would lose a lot of money. So you're up against this. But now I'm just like, hey, the sun is shining. I can do this, I can do that, and then I can do this. And it's just when the element of time and money is taken away from your day, from your creative enterprise, it's just pure joy. It's just you don't have that fear. You're not producing the loosh. You're just enjoying the act of creativity, of creation. Let me share a little clip about. I want to thank everyone because we're doing better with the with X39. We're increasing our ability to share this product. It's an incredible. If you have any health issues, if you're feeling aches and pains, if you want to stay young, please check out with Dr. Stacy. Just give her a call. She'll take like 3 minutes. She'll get you signed up. She'll have your patches sent your door, no matter where you live in the world. They will send your XRP, your X49, your SP6 for your endocrine system, ice waves for pain, all these things, energy patches. The David Schmidt invented the energy patches for the Navy SEALs 20 years ago, and there's just tons of clinical evidence about the the usefulness and the amazing ability of these patches to induce your body to cure itself. So let me just remind you of the contact information. Get a hold of Dr. Stacy. Just leave a text or a message, and she will get back to you in maybe in a day or two. But she's very efficient, incredibly sweet. She knows our community. She's worked with our community for years, and she'll sign you up in a jiffy and get your X39 or your X49, your XB6 or whatever sent right to your door. Alavita, by the way, decalcifies your pineal gland, keeps your skin young. But call Dr. Stacy 812-455-6897 or send her an email or text her. But she's an amazing person. And she had the experience of the way she got into LifeWave, the LifeWave patches. She had a multiply handicapped child, Taylor, a young woman, and nothing. They, I know because I was involved with. I had a child who had multiple handicaps, and the doctors they're always experimenting on these kids, and it's just they just go from bad to worse. So you think you have a problem, and then you go to the doctor, and then you have double the problem. But however, the LifeWave patches really affected Taylor before she passed away. In her, I think in her early 20s. But after she started using the patches, she was able to verbalize. She had just her whole life changed. So even for people who have issues who are special, these patches, they even use them for pets. They're really just miraculous tools. All right, so let me just share a quick video. Let's see, where did that go? Here we go. Oh, I had a video. Wait a minute. I had a video picked out. Screenshot. Okay, maybe not. All right, so let's just go to this. We'll listen to this one.
So, I just started taking this X39 patch from LifeWave. I ran into someone that I saw wearing it, and then I was doing some investigating, and one of my friends and colleagues, they used it, and so through my research I decided to try it myself, and also wanted my husband to try it. So today's day one of our journey, and I will keep you posted on everything about it. It's going to increase our stem cells through the beauty and technology of light, and it is interesting, and I can't wait to share my results with you. So
yeah, I can share the results that I've gotten. I took it for 2 years, and I just sort of took it for granted. It's just part of my day. And then after 2 years, I realized, well, wait a minute. I'm not napping. I'm 70 years old, and I'm still running around like a teenager. and I just feel amazing. The aches and pains go away with the X39. You just put the patch on, and it pretty much just goes away. Now, if you're not paying attention, you might just, which I wasn't for 2 years. I was just like, I just don't have any aches and pains. Then I had the occasion to not have some LifeWave patches for a few days, and I started to feel pain again. I wasn't tired. I didn't go back to feeling tired, but I did feel the pain again. So these patches are just amazing. They're miraculous. They don't put anything in your body. They simply reflect your own infrared light back into your system. And in the case of X39, they stimulate stem cell production. And if you have a few years on you, your stem cells are not being produced, your telomeres are shortened on the chromosomes. So these things are, it's just light technology. It's miraculous. It's like quantum. I think it's in line with the same kind of healing we're going to expect from med beds, but you can get it now. Okay, so that's really it. I'm going to let me just look at the. Gosh, I haven't really kept track of the comments. Pharmacy means sorcery. Birds on the wharf. I don't know what that's about. Guru, out of the Matrix. Yeah, free. You guys want me to play? Can I play a song? Is that okay? We can. I think it would be appropriate to play New Morning, because today is really a new morning. It's a new start. The ISO 222 system being in place means that the banksters don't have the power they used to have. This is the end of the deep state. This is the end of the Satanist. This is the end of evil. This is the beginning of the Gula Shlema, of the complete redemption of mankind. And most people are like still kind of like worried and scared about the chemtrails and all this. I mean, it is worrisome. I haven't seen chemtrails in a few days, but we've had a lot of clouds and unusual weather. And it came after.
I've seen chemtrails.
You've seen chemtrails? Yeah, Danielle is she's very alert to chemtrails. She's when we were in New York, she'd be like, there's one. I'm like, but yeah, I mean, they will have, these people will be held accountable. It's maddening, I know, but I think we're coming into the end of this corruption of these people that take our money and spend it for illicit purposes, for money laundering. They just steal our money and put it in their pockets. They traffic children. They do all kinds of despicable things, crimes against humanity and the like. But it's a new morning, so I'm going to play the New Morning song. Great to be here. Strange how the grape crushed. Yeah. Network of value. Yeah, that's a good thing. Too many flying monkeys for things to clear up. All right. Yeah. Flying monkeys, right, from the Wizard of Oz. Exactly right. Watching on YouTube also. That's cool. Yeah, it's amazing that I got this channel back. It's an absolute miracle, and it's so nice to feel a little bit, like, I mean, I just lost channel after channel. I mean, I lost 14 channels and lost the ability to make a living. Now I'm starting to make a little bit of money on LifeWave, and it's just it. I'm not dependent on them. I'm not dependent on X. I've not been I don't know when I'm going to get monetized on X, but I expect eventually I will. But I'm not dependent on them, and that's really, I think, where we are heading in terms of our own personal finances. Is that you're going to find ways around the matrix. You're going to find your way out of it. You're going to realize, well, wait a minute. Why am I paying health insurance when I can get the same service for a few $100s instead of paying thousands? Oh, by the way, I mean, President Trump is planning to disarm the insurance companies to make it so they're not continuing to steal all our money. It's maddening. Taxes, insurance, all these things are going away. President Trump hadn't seen you for a while. I'm sure two of you are busy with that. Yeah, we're very busy, and it's such a labor of love. Do you know anything about AMC and GME? Yeah, I do know about them. I chose I chose not to get involved with it. It's a very interesting thing that they're doing to take down some of these bankster investors, the investment bankers. They were using these companies to just to make money, but I'm not. I know there's what is it called, Kitty, um what's his, remember Outrageous Kitty or something. He's an amazing guy, and I really support them. But I've taken myself out of the stock market. I when DJT is continuing to go down that stock, I just gave up on it. I continue to hold XRP, XLM. Do not sell your ISO 222 coins. I think they are going to go up. I don't see this happening in a dramatic way, the way a lot of people are like, it's just going to go to the moon. It will go to the moon. It has to, because it has all the utility, and every bank is run on it now. But it will happen in my experience, the way that these tokens go is they're stable. They stay at a certain rate, and then they go way up, and then they stay at that rate. And it's just a matter of having the discipline and the patience to just hold on to it, to knowing that you're investing in something that has an intrinsic value. It has a real value. Bitcoin does not. Bitcoin is a big mess, and I've been staying away from it. I probably could have made a lot of money on it, but I stayed away from it. Anyway, everything is coming to pass. Those are moving for AMC GME to expose predatory short selling. Yeah, which is a big scam. Roaring Kitty, that's right. Yeah, and I loved his presentations and everything. Glad you're back this past week. Hadn't been seen you in a while. Yeah, because they took all my channels down, man. They kept taking my channels. I didn't stand a chance for the last 5 years. They've been canceling me. They and it recently, like in the last couple months, I had a channel. I was starting a channel, and you work up, you get 1,000 subscribers, then you get 2,000, and then they just take you down. And usually, it used to be you would get three strikes, but then the last one they just took it down. I mean, these people are out of control. But their day is apparently over. We still haven't been to doctors for 10 years and just now believe in them. We're doing better on our own. I think so. I don't we don't run to see doctors. It's creeping back to 208 now. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely coming back. I mean, I don't worry about XRP. I only wish when it crashes, when it goes down, that I had more cash to buy more, because that's what I've been doing for the last, I don't know, 7 years. Every time it goes down, I buy a little bit more, and over time it adds up. So we're heading for the promised land. I guess I should play the Matrix song, or New Morning. I think New Morning has a little more of a kind of a desperate sadness to it. So I think what do you guys, anybody preference? I couldn't find Language of the Heart on Rumble tonight. I just couldn't connect with it. But let's play yeah, because we are leaving. We It's a new morning today. Today is a new morning. It's a new start. It's a new world. We have, with the with the ISO 222 financial system coming into place, into activity. It's a new world. No telling what's going to happen. It's going to be an amazing week, I can tell you that. But it's a new morning. I mean, we suffered. They took all my channels. You guys suffered. Everybody's gone through financial doom and gloom, but they're saying it's only going to last a little more time, and we're going to have tons of money. We're not even going to think about how much money things cost or anything like that. It's just like, if I need, like for me, I found a guy who had a bunch of old windows, And I'm like, I'll, he gave me a great deal. So it's like, of course, would I buy them if I had a ton of money? Probably would. I probably still would buy them. So it's like we're finding our ways around. We're not getting stopped by, if you're a creative person, the universe will find ways to make sure you have what you need to create. I mean, if you saw how much lumber I have outside that I got, it's all called dunnage, meaning I got it for a very, very. I mean, I kept going to Home Depot and saying like, "What? It's like $20 for for one board." I mean, I'm just like, I can't even deal with that. And then I kept asking around, and I found a nice gentleman who owns a company in Kingman, and he said, "Hey, listen, man, just take care of it. They're slightly crooked, or they're warped, or they're cracked boards, but it's wood, man, and I can do amazing things with wood. I'm a carpenter, so I got this dunnage, and I have like a lumberyard sitting outside my little enclave, and now I have my friend Roman from Pennsylvania has come to help us do a little building and hang out with us, and we're going to celebrate Thanksgiving with Daniela's father and Roman, and Roman was able to find his way up here in the night. I mean, so he's suggesting that we put in some lights because he, I don't know how he did it. I mean, to drive up here the first time at night, it's frightening. I mean, it's even in the daylight, you're like, I'm going to be driving up that, and if you're dragging a trailer, it's even more. Anyway, so I'm gonna just I guess I'm gonna play. Let's do leaving the Matrix, because we've left the Matrix now. We're out of the gate. Let's just go for that again. I mean, if you forgive me, I hope you're not annoyed by hearing the same song.
Living in the city, I was paying down my bills. One flat tire and the whole thing went to hell. Credit cards for groceries, I'm deep in debt again. It's time to split this scene, walk with you, my friend. Leaving the Matrix, heading for the promised land. They stole our money, but they couldn't stop the plan. Let's go together, playing with the band. Leaving the Matrix, we're heading for the promised land. Stopped paying taxes, your insurance I don't need. The medicines are killing us, hospitals grow like weeds. Move into paradise, I don't need no gassy cars. Fake news, endless wars, a satanic legal bar. Leaving the Matrix, heading for the promised land. They stole our money, but they couldn't stop the plan. Let's go together, playing with the band. Leaving the Matrix, heading for the promised land. My friends all tell me I lost control. Left my wife and job just to run down rabbit holes. But I can tell you one thing about my fall. Where we go one, we go all. Leaving the matrix, heading for the promised land. They stole our money, but they couldn't stop the plan. Let's come together, playing with the band. Leaving the matrix, heading for the promised land. Leaving the matrix, we're heading for the promised land.
Yeah, so I just want to thank everyone for coming tonight. We'll be broadcasting today. Oh, Monday. It's going to be a big week. It's going to be an exciting week. President Trump is just on fire, man. There's going to be tribunals soon. The arrests are coming. But even more so, that's just like icing on the cake. The real deal is that we're leaving the matrix. We're leaving the slavery. The banksters don't have. They just quietly replace the whole Fed. The Fed is irrelevant now. It's a whole new system, and soon we're going to come into tremendous prosperity and creativity and relationships and joy. A new republic. So yeah. Oh, thanks about my complexion. Yeah, because we actually got rain here. It hardly ever rains, but it rained for a few days, and we were having power outages with our solar system. But now we're back, and I got to be in the sun a little bit. But I just love working the land. I love planting my different. I have my little garden and my gray water goes to the garden, and I just built a little planter for starting seeds and stuff. And I have a friend who prepares a lot of the meat that we eat, and he was showing me some of the cool little animals. He got this like shaggy haired goat. He's got new pets. I mean, eventually we'll get into animals, but right now we're just happy to have a little bit of electric power and some water, and we're hoping to get our well connected soon. But enjoy this transition, because we're never going back to where we were. Enjoy these final days of exile. And we're coming into the promised land. We're coming into a new beginning, and so it begins. So may the force be with you. May you realize that you are the force. You are force itself. It's not like you are like there's any separations like God is here and I'm here. It's like, no, it's one thing. May source be with you. May you realize you are the source of incredible creative power, and you are one with all things. So wherever your thoughts and wherever your dreams and wherever your speech and your action is, it's going to bear fruit. I mean, I'm thinking to myself, like, I just remember having the RV when we first got here, thinking like, oh my God, how am I going to build a house? And we put in one post. I put in one post really to do the laundry. And now I have posts all around the RV. We're just about to seal up the enclosure. We now have almost an inside toilet, but a toilet that's more inside than it ever was before. We have one more wall to seal up. We have a couple old windows and a bunch of cool wood. So this all came because that's what I was thinking. I didn't know how to pull it off. I'm not a rich dude, but somehow it all just happened. And I think that's really whatever you focus on will come to truth. Thanks for liking the song, Franny Lee, and we love you. And thanks for being here. We'll, God willing, we'll be back tomorrow, and let's get out there with a big smile on our face and rock the